In today's video, I'm going to be using Bloxburg's Valentine's Day update to build a vintage shabby chic house. So I'm going to start off with scrolling on Pinterest. So this is what I have so far. It's honestly not looking too bad. I think it's a good base to start off with, but obviously we need to landscape a bit more. We need to add some more gardening. These past few months have been my first, I think, 4 months at university, and it's been so much fun so far, but a lot of work obviously because I'm still, settling in, getting used to the workflow. I was hit with 2 massive assignments that I had to do, and they were both due in pretty much the same week. But I also thought I could tell you guys a little bit of the uni drama, not involving me, thank goodness, but I just thought it'd be funny to tell you guys. There is this one girl that is one of my good friend's flatmates. She has been causing basically so much drama for my friend and my other friend actually. So wait, let me give you guys a little bit of backstory. I don't live in accommodation. I am still living at home whilst at uni, which I'm very thankful for, because hearing all of the things that happen in the dorm rooms makes me so scared. So this girl, let's call her Maya, and then I'll call my 2 friends, I'll just say my friends. Essentially what's happened is that Maya lives in the same flat as one of my friends, and the other friend lives in the same building but a couple floors apart from the other friend. And by the way, these 2 friends have been friends for a long time, let's just say that, like from before uni. It basically all just starts off with the Maya girl just kind of always invading their hangouts, which they didn't mind in the beginning because they did think she was really sweet, until they kind of started finding out more things and hearing more things that she was saying, and just basically saying things that they don't agree with. And so obviously they want to distance themselves from her because of the fact that she's got all these very controversial opinions. It turned into a whole drama because, so the friend that lives a few floors away, she's not as involved in it because obviously she's not having to share a kitchen with this girl. But my other friend, she's obviously got to share spaces with her, so she can't really escape it so much. And one time she turned down her hanging out with them. She was like, my friend was basically saying that she was going out that night, and she was like, oh, but why can't I come? And my friend didn't want to have to fully explain why, because she didn't want to make a whole argument out of, like, start bringing up a whole argument out of all of the weird things that the Maya girl has said in the past. So she just kind of tried to deflect from it, but it ended up causing a whole big thing. And then girl Maya ended up going home. So that week she missed some lectures because she decided that she was going to get a train back home, and she was crying and upset. Also for me, I mean, this might sound sad, but it's not. This is just kind of my personality, is that I'm very much a homebody, like, I don't know, what's another word for it? Like a homebody, but also just someone that I just like to have a lot of my own time, especially because I feel like I have so many little hobbies, like similar to doing YouTube. Like that's a hobby for me, and other things that I like to do, that if majority of my time was having a social life that I wouldn't have the time to do, because already, for example, just having all of this uni work to do has made it so that I can't stay as updated with making videos for my YouTube channel. So I hope you guys understand what I mean. It's kind of like, if university, like the school side of it, can take over so much, then imagine if it was also a huge social life. I wouldn't have any time really to dedicate to other things. And also, I mean, that's not to say that at university you can't just go, like, turn down social events and just be like, oh, I'm just going to stay in today. Like, you can definitely do that, but I do think that there's an added pressure when you're at university, because the normalized thing to do is to go out almost every night, definitely every weekend. I don't know, I guess maybe I wouldn't feel as comfortable to just get on with my other little hobbies that I do, because of the fact that other people are always around. So even if you feel like you have a bit of downtime, like my friends always talking about it, like they get a bit of downtime and then someone goes knocking on their door and is like, oh, do you want to come and sit with me in the kitchen? And then you can't really turn that down because these people are your flatmates or your friends, and then yeah, so that's just kind of my thoughts on it. I think for me, just because of how I am, it really works better for me at home. I can still have a social life and balance that with everything else. And I don't know, I just prefer it that way. It works differently for different people. For someone else, living at home would sound like a nightmare to them, and I totally understand that. Okay guys, I've been building now for like an hour and a half, and I'm getting eye strain, so I'm going to be back with you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, so I was really tired this day, so I realised I didn't talk at all as I was building, but I spent majority of my time just finding decals because I wanted to make the house look as realistic as possible, and also just to add extra detail inside. I was working on the interior, I don't know if I've mentioned that already, and I literally spent majority of the time working on this stupid window seat thing. I don't know why it took me so long. When I tell you I was sitting there for a whole hour working on this window seat, it was genuinely a whole hour just for this tiny little section of the house. I don't know what I was doing, honestly. I really don't know what I was doing. It turned out okay. I'm still like, I don't know. It looks okay. I think I'm just wondering why it took me so long. Okay, this bit was actually really cute. I forgot I worked on this. I also did this little section here with that little painting and the dresser, and this was just me still finding more decals. I clearly couldn't get enough of them, and this section was actually really cute. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say on that one, but I don't know, it was a really weird day. It took me like a whole hour, 2 hours to build just 2 really small sections of the house. But let's just get on to day 3. So guys, a few other life updates of just other little things that have been happening is that my sister and I, we are both DJs, and we've actually got ourselves quite a few. See, this is like one of my other little hobbies that I was talking about before, and we've got ourselves quite a few jobs for this summer, and then also 2, they're not fully confirmed, actually. Well, one of them is, one of them isn't. 2 confirmed kind of for next year, around this time next year actually. I don't know, it's the funniest like hobby, and the way that we got into it is also really funny and like unsuspecting, so that's really exciting. And that's one thing I have to do in my free time, is practice all of my sets and make sure that I'm really obviously good at them and all of the transitions are smooth and everything. So that's another thing that's really been filling up my time recently. And then also something's really exciting that's coming up next week is I'm going to be walking a runway show at London Fashion Week, which is so crazy to me. I literally feel sick when I think when I think about it. I'm really nervous because obviously it's really high stakes, because it's a show at London Fashion Week. Is insane. So I can't believe my life. Actually, I won't tell you too many details about that. Probably will give you guys an update on it after it's happened, but it's actually insane. I had the casting for it last week, and I was so nervous about it because I used to do modelling, like commercial modelling, when I was little. Well, not really little, like a toddler kind of. And yeah, it was about like 6, I think, roughly 6. I was like 6, I think about like 6 to 10 years old. I did that, and so obviously I'm really out of practice of it because I haven't really done it since then. I've done a couple things, but like not that serious. Like obviously this is really a really like prestigious event that I would be getting cast for if I did make it. Well, I did make it, but like this is what I was thinking at the time. So I was like, oh my god, like this is actually really high stakes. I need to be really good. I need to like, you know, do I need to practice my walk? Do I even have a walk? Like what is my model walk? I don't know. So I was just so flustered about it for a whole week, a whole 2 weeks actually, because I found out 2 weeks before that I'd be attending the casting. Oh my gosh, I knew beforehand that I should have practiced my walk, because I was like, this is a runway show. The one thing that they're going to want to see is not just your face or like whatever. They're going to want to see your walk. But I don't know, I think maybe I was in denial that I'd actually have to practice that, or I'd need to like come up with what my model walk was. Did it maybe like once in my room, and then just was like laughing at myself like, this is ridiculous, and then just stopped doing it. So then when I found out that's what I had to do, I was like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? Why didn't I practice this? I go and I do the walk and I just completely black out. Like, you know those moments when you have to do something in front of a big crowd and you, after you're done, you can't even remember what you did? Because I had no memory of what I did, I was just sitting there thinking, that was probably so bad, so embarrassing, I should just crawl into a hole, never do that again. I was actually so worked up about it, and I don't know why. I was like really upset because of the fact that I was so nervous, because I've like felt so like anxious about it. I was literally just there thinking like, yeah, I'm definitely not getting the job. Like, I've just like completely ruined like a really good opportunity. I'm definitely not getting it, because what did I do? I don't even remember. If I can't remember, it must have been really bad. But then literally the next day I got the message to say that I got it. So then I was just like, oh, like why was I being like so like emotional about it, I guess. I don't know.